Good morning and welcome to Class with Coco. I go by the name of Classy Coco, and today I wanted to talk about the collective consciousness and how I view that subject. I'm very interested in the betterment of the individual and their mind and navigating how to understand self, because a lot of people focus on the physical and there's a lot of things going on in the background when it pertains to the human being that's unconscious to us. So Jung wrote about his views on the unconscious, but I have my own theories, and they may relate to some of his work or not. I just thought I would express my take on this. And so this is a theory. As I've spoken about before in previous videos, everything is energy. You are energy and you operate on a frequency. Your mindset and how you think and what you think determines the frequency that you are on. So when it pertains to the collective consciousness, you as an individual share the collective consciousness with other individuals. So I'll try and explain it as best as possible. Your frequency determines what information you have access to unconsciously. Thoughts are energy, and they obviously can travel wirelessly and travel through time and space. As an individual, your mindset really is the determiner of what information you have access to or can possibly have access to. Everyone is able to and is connected to that collective unconsciousness, which is filled with ideas and information, because everything that you think is stored within the collective consciousness, and that goes for all beings. When your frequency reaches a certain level, you will then be able to almost like download information that your frequency matches. A person who's operating on a lower frequency will get ideas, and bright ideas they might call them, that is different from a person that's operating on a higher frequency. We have access to these ideas and knowledge based on our frequency, which is why it's important to work on yourself and place importance on the things that you expose yourself to. Every individual is different, every soul is different. Some souls, I do believe, are more advanced, and so they place greater importance on understanding themselves and what their thoughts are about in terms of their impulses and what they gain joy in doing. I myself, I like to learn about myself and I like to learn about other individuals. So because of this factor, I do not like to indulge in meaningless conversations. I do not like to indulge in things that I believe are low level behaviors. And I don't mean to be rude when I say that. Low level behaviors in my eyes are things that are just distractions from self. So, just living a life where you're just constantly going out and having fun, living a life where, you're raving, or you're having meaningless sex with people and classing it as fun, living a life where you just are constantly entertained by the programs on the TV, which the name in itself should show you what it is. It is a program. designed to create a program within you. Everything we watch and surround ourselves with has the ability to create a program within you. Your thoughts and your mindset will then adapt to, so to speak. When you understand that this world is illusionary in a way that, you know, we have been studied as human beings and are therefore able to be unconsciously controlled by the governing bodies of this world, who have made it their mission to create an almost like monopoly like state within people and suppress just how far an individual's mind can reach. You will understand that it is your duty to try to break free of that structure. And how you break free of that structure is by being accountable for the things that you expose yourself to and being mindful about your impulses. And doing so will help you gain control over your system, because our mind is the most technological computer that has ever been created, and not created by man. None of us know why and how we are here. Apart, obviously we know how we're created in terms of, you know, procreation and having sex and so on and so forth, and the baby developing. But there's much more to who a human being is than accumulating physical goods that we cannot take with us when we die. So the collective consciousness consists of all all that was before us and all that is now. And you have access to that. However, you're not going to get access to certain information if you do not match that frequency. And in order to match that frequency, you will have to change your behaviors and become aware of the fact that you are responsible for what you intake via your five senses, which in turn will determine the frequency that you're on. If you are not aware of how this happens, then you'll be very susceptible to being controlled by what you see and hear. So, for examples, there's templates on everything that is put out there. I'll talk about the template of relationships. A lot of people watch movies and programs and stuff, and we have an idea of just how a relationship is supposed to be. And so when we are in relationships and our relationships are not emulating what we believe a relationship or what we've been shown a relationship is supposed to be, we then determine that relationship as rubbish. But I'm here to tell you that every single relationship that you have, there's a reason for it. Your energy will attract you to certain people and certain circumstances so that you can learn from those relationships. And so just determining a relationship's quality and comparing it to what mainstream says a relationship should be is not going to benefit you in any way, but much rather cause you turmoil, because when it's not matching up to what you believe it's supposed to be based on movies and programs and so on and so forth, we're going to not give those relationships a chance to be able to teach us. And so, going back to the collective consciousness, you have access to certain information from both past and present based on your frequency. And your frequency is determined by your mindset. And your mindset is determined by you being responsible for your mindset and focusing and placing your energy into wanting to understand who you are and why you operate the way that you do. Some things are just so blatant out there, such as programs. A computer's program is a set of instructions that is given to a computer, and then the computer runs that program. It follows those instructions to do what it has to do. So when you are watching programs or films or whatever you're exposing yourself to, it is embedding itself unconsciously within your mind and creating ideas and programs that you would follow unconsciously. And if you don't question your unconscious mind, it will run your life. As a human being, you need to be able to consciously run your life and not allow your unconscious to take over and just run programs without your consent or your knowledge. A lot of people don't acknowledge that they are actually running programs and they're not actually thinking for themselves. Their mind just generates ideas and they just run with it. This is not you being proactive in controlling your system. You can create new programs by yourself by choosing what to do that you know will benefit you. You can create new programs for yourself by choosing not to indulge in behaviors that society deems as normal, but you understand that it's abnormal. You know, a lot of people just live life by going with the flow, you know, and trying to conform and fit in with what the mainstream of people are doing. You are an individual, and in order to reach that place of individuation where you have taken that time to sculpture who you are and to nourish who you are, you will forever be led by your unconscious and what other people want you to do as opposed to what you want to do. So I hope this video made sense to somebody. It's a tricky subject to explore, but first and foremost, if you understand what a computer is, then you would understand that your mind is a computer, and just like a computer that is man-made, your mind can run off programs. Your mind can run by itself without your conscious acknowledgement or input based on what you have taken in from your environment. So yeah, be very mindful of that factor and be disciplined with yourself if you want to grow and therefore have access via raising your frequency to new ideas and the collective consciousness from the past of people who have been on that same frequency that you are on. You're able to access all of that, but you have to raise your vibration first. Thanks for listening to my video. Wishing you all a good day, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Bye.